Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix Tremaine, and today we're going to be talking about soaps in general. It's July the 8th, Tuesday, and a lot happened. I was going to do individual videos, but I realized most of these soaps just had really specific moments that I really enjoyed today, not necessarily the whole episodes. So we're going to go ahead and talk and discuss in the comment section about, how you felt about today's soaps. And we're going to get started after you hit that like button, subscribe. Hopefully you'll share, comment, do all of the good YouTube things that help out the channel a lot. If you do that, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you want to go the extra mile, this video went into the membership section first. So go ahead and become a member so you can get early access to videos. And we can do our lives on Fridays where we can talk face to face and have some great conversations. So without further ado, let's get into today's soaps. The only one I will not talk about is Young and the Restless because I did not watch Young and the Restless today. Um, for a while. I haven't watched Young and the Restless for a while. I basically keep up through spoilers and social media, but they haven't really done anything to make me want to watch. Even Billy Flynn as the new Kane, his scenes have not been very good to me. What I've watched online, I'm not impressed. But anyway, I'm going to start with Days of Our Lives and let you know that I fast forwarded through most of the episode. So Stephanie and Alex, I fast forwarded through their scenes, didn't really care. I fast forwarded past Leo's scenes with the baby crying, didn't really care about that. I did stop to look at the Ari, Rafe, and Gabby scene where Rafe came over because he wanted to inform Gabby that Ari has been seen with Doug the Third, and he's bad news. And I enjoyed the sequence with them. Although I gotta say, I feel like Rafe feels a little bit out of place on the show now. It's like I don't feel like they really know what to do with him. But let me know in the comment section what you think because this is my first day back watching Days of Our Lives since December. That's how much I just was like not interested. But the reason why I came back to Days of Our Lives was because my one of my favorite characters came back. My what I like to say my second favorite character, Emily O'Brien as Gwen Reschek, Van Lushner. Uh, these scenes with Julie and Chad were amazing. I enjoyed it so much. I could tell Emily enjoyed playing Gwen again so much. She was fun. She was petty. She was everything I wanted Gwen to be. And I have to say, the writing for Gwen actually felt like it was better than when Ron wrote her and he created her. And her scene with Maddie, aka Leo, I really enjoyed those scenes too. One of the things I, didn't like in the previous regime was this necklace. I was like, can we move on for the necklace, please? On the days I would check in. So I loved Gwen being petty about the necklace. That was fun. But yeah, I can't wait. I think tomorrow she sees Xander, and that's like really, really one of the things I'm looking forward to. So I am back to watching Days of Our Lives regular because my all-time favorite Days of Our Lives character, Sammy, is coming back. And my second favorite, Gwen, is back. And I'm loving it. Next, we're going to move on to Bold and the Beautiful. Now, instead of showing you clips of what I fast forwarded past, please understand that I fast forwarded through most of the show because I am currently not enjoying Bold and the Beautiful. The repetitiveness is just gotten to me, and the spoilers revealed in the Wednesday that for the Wednesday episode um, that three people were pow and one person passes away. So all I really wanted to know from this episode was who were the three people that got pow because I assumed the person that they would get rid of would be the teacher because they show that Luna is in a script in September. So they filmed it on June 30th, and both her and Liam are in the script for September. And so I just assumed Luna would be fine, but that wasn't the case. So the first person to get pow pow was Sheila, got, pow powed in the foot. And then Liam came to the rescue and he got pow powed by Luna. And then Luna got pow powed by Liam. And then we got Pin Face. That face that Finn gets when he's in anguish over Sheila or Luna. He came in with that face. But truth be told, since out of the three, I'm pretty sure Liam's gonna survive. Sheila, she's gonna survive. She only got pow powed in the foot. And Lisa Jamada has joined the cast of the Legally Blonde prequel that's going to be on Amazon Prime. And you can see her here. She's already filming for the show. So she's already moved on. And so that's why I feel like she's going to be the one to pass away because I feel like they're not going to get rid of that Liam, Steffi, Finn triangle very easily, especially since Liam saved Steffi. So we're going to move on for Bold and Beautiful because I fast forwarded through all the other scenes. I had no interest in anything else that was going on the show, and only watched the stuff with Luna. And we're going to move to Beyond the Gates, where we had Danny trying to make peace with Bill and Haley, and Haley was being annoying, and Bill, after his huge apology, has just been, nasty and rude to Danny. But I knew it was leading up to the scene I've been looking forward to since the preview. We also had to get this out the way. Jacob and Smitty trying to close in and figure out, what the big secret is. And what annoys me about this is I'm fine with Smitty and Martin as a couple, but I am so afraid that Smitty is going to get on his high horse and decide because he's a reporter, he's going to have to tell the truth. And that will make me so pissed off at the character if that happens. But they got to talk to Malone, and Malone basically said where the money came from, that he had got an inheritance from his sister selling the house. His sister passed away, so there's no proof that she gave him the money. And then, I think he said he won the other money at the casino. So, like I already get a reason why I didn't care for these scenes because I'm not feeling the outcome. We've already seen Jacob, arrested Danny because, he has this high moral situation going on where he doesn't excuse family for doing things. So we'll see how this all turns out. And a lot of people had questions on whether or not this was going to be a hallucination, but it turned out it was real. Kenneth, I think his name is Kenneth, was at the house. He's been playing chess with Tyrell. It's kind of weird that Tyrell was cool letting a grown man come into the home that he didn't know anything about. And Martin upsets Tyrell because he's like, tells Kenneth to get out and tells Tyrell, blocks him on the phone and says, hey, look, you can't talk to him anymore. But Martin did not tell him why, upsetting Tyrell, feeling like, oh, you're getting rid of my friends. So Martin ran to Bill to let him know that the problem wasn't solved. And he was kind of like sassing Bill. Bill was still trying to get them together. But Bill immediately called Joey to let him know that, the situation wasn't handled. And Joey let him know that, Randy's then took some money and ran off. Um, but the highlight of the show was Andre's date with Ashley, which I don't want Andre anywhere near Ashley. no fan wants Andre near anywhere near Ashley. But the surprise was Shanice and Derek on a date. And I've actually seen today a lot of people praising it because people really, really want Shanice to go from reoccurring to be put on contract. They really enjoy her character, and you got to learn more about her character, why she became a nurse, and also, a therapist. So the two of them had an interesting conversation, and dare I say, a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of chemistry. But of course, the highlight of what I was looking forward to was Danny seeing Ashley and Andre on a date, and immediately has her crazy reaction, which was actually well suited after being with a husband that constantly cheated on her and, bonding with Andre, seeing him with another woman, is not making her a happy camper. The fun thing is, Ashley knows that Haley's lying about the baby, and maybe that could patch their sort of acquaintanceship up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Andre explaining that he's on a date with another woman, and hopefully Danny putting Ashley in her place, and Ashley realizing that Danny is the other woman, and hopefully she ain't trying to, you know, get in between them. But we'll see how it all plays out. We'll see how it all plays out. But the show did continue with Martin, and I saved this part because, instead of saying it with the other parts, is because I really felt like Martin should have told Tyrell not the truth, but at least say that he's a stalker, he's someone who has been, a racist, something to make Tyrell go, oh, this guy was trying to use me. Because I have a feeling Tyrell is going to go ahead and meet Kenneth on his own because he doesn't know why Martin doesn't want him to see him. And then his butt's going to get kidnapped or something. But that's speculation. But now he wants double the money. And we'll see how this plays out because most people online are calling for Randy to be put in the ground because he wasn't Jason from General Hospital and, handled the situation, did what needed to be done. So, yeah, I think most of us are disappointed that Randy didn't do what needed to be done. But moving on to General Hospital, where I did a lot of fast forwarding. I fast forwarded through Sidwell and Marco because I already know what they're talking about. Sidwell was trying to rile Marco up to say Sonny is the one who got rid of his mother. So I fast forwarded through that. I also fast forwarded through Portia and Liz because I didn't really care about anything they had to say. I also, and this is a shocker, I fast forwarded through Nina and Ava scenes. These are two of my favorite characters, but unless Nina is telling Ava, hey, I'm about to tell Willow the truth about Drew, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about Nina's currently not telling Willow the truth. It's become a level of annoyance as they continue to drag it out. Um, Also, fast forwarded through Alexis and Christina. Alexis is one of my favorite characters on the show, but I've joined the camp of not really caring about Christina. So because Christina's in the scene, I didn't care. I just didn't care. So that was another fast forward scene. Now let's get to some stuff I didn't fast forward through. Rick being jealous because Cody's helping Ava. I think Rick really needed that reality check. He'll still pursue Liz, but I think he really needed that reality check that, you know, a younger man, has an interest in Ava and he needs to pay attention to her instead of ignoring her, for Liz. Also, uh, was surprised to see Cody go in for the kiss with Ava. And what was that slap? That slap was very like, I don't know if she was playing it like she liked it, but she felt obligated to slap him because she's with Rick. But the slap was more of like a little pat on the cheek. But we know he is now on reoccurring status on the show, so I don't expect this to go anywhere. I don't expect Cody to become a viable part of this quadrangle with Rick and Liz. Um, then we had Sasha with her baby being missing. And I said in my last video, I was talking about General Hospital, and I said, I don't think that the baby was really kidnapped because Michael didn't look like he was too upset. I thought that Sasha, that maybe Olivia or Monica or somebody had the baby, and that is exactly not what happened. But they did find the baby in the bassinet that she did check, which was empty, and everybody looking at her crazy because it turns out Willow, which was my prediction, is the person who has been gaslighting Sasha. She wants revenge on Michael and Sasha. And so she wants everybody to think that Sasha's crazy. Um, but this was not the highlight of the show. The highlight of the show was Lulu and Brooklyn. I am still going to do a whole video on a whole Lulu in Brooklyn feud, but I needed to see these scenes first because of the way it was playing out. I didn't want to do a story on Lulu and Brooklyn where, we didn't, there was more unraveling, which is what happened. Brooklyn started her plan to get revenge on Lulu because she felt like Lulu was on, her high horse saying that she would never lie to her kids. And so she wanted to make sure that Rocco found the folder. Although she changed her mind, he ended up seeing it anyway. But Brooklyn really went in on Lulu and she was enjoying her revenge and she was loving it till Geo showed up. And then she had egg on her face. She even tried to lie to Gio and said nothing Lulu said was true. But he's smart. He figured out that Brooklyn intentionally hurt his brother. And so any thoughts of reconciling with his mother went out the window because she purposely hurt his brother. And so while Brooklyn had her moment of getting her revenge, it instant karma instantly backfired on her because it pushed her son further away from her. I'm not sure how the scenes with Dante is going to play out because Dante should have been just as mad as Lulu. And they haven't really been playing Dante truly mad at Brooklyn for keeping the news that he had a son from him, making that decision for him, and then turning around and hurting his other son. So I know there's a lot of people that love Brooklyn and hate Lulu and they're rooting for Brooklyn, but I think most people can agree Rocco should not have been anywhere near Brooklyn's target since, he was innocent. And we had Rocco, want to know more about Britt. And so he went to Jason, and a lot of people were like, well, why would he go to Jason? Well, that's because Jason was the last person who was with Britt. He probably not doesn't know that they were headed towards a relationship, but he knows that Jason is somebody who didn't hate Britt. And he knows that Lulu and Dante are biased because she stole him as an embryo. And I'm trying to see where they're going with this because we know Britt's coming back. I don't think it's going to be a lookalike because of the storyline that they're doing. I think Britt's still alive. Hopefully, she got misdiagnosed or something. And that's like the easiest explanation of why she's still alive. Um, they may even have Jason know that she's alive and tell her what's going on with Rocco. And she may feel compelled to come back to um, Port Charles. So to me, that's like the easiest way to ease her back into the cast. But he told him only good things about Britt and that when he met her, she had already started turning her life around. And Rocco seemed pleased to hear that. because the show when the show ended with the Willow scene, but one of the things that happened was Lulu was surprised to see Jason coming from her house, demanded to know what he was doing there. And Jason had said, "Hey, Rocco called me wanting to know about Britt." And Lulu was upset that Jason actually said nice things about Britt. And he just kind of ignored her and walked off, But I'm sure anyone reasonable can understand why Lulu wouldn't want Rocco to be told anything nice about Britt, since he almost is acting like Britt's real mother, where she was technically a surrogate that stole his embryo, and she may have given birth to him, but they share absolutely no DNA. So I'm curious to see how they'll bring Britt back in. But those were the highlights and some fast forwards. So let me know in the comment section what you think, and I will see you in the next video.